You know what's funny? The whole world is running, chasing deadlines, calories, dopamine hits. And I'm just here, sipping matcha, very slowly, like very slowly. Hi, welcome back to this tiny corner of the internet where it's creative people like you, like me, where the cotton candy melts slowly, where the ocean never hurries, and conformity, never heard of that. If you're new here, I make videos for the girls and boys who were called too weird or too much.
Weird.
If you've ever been told to tone it down or to grow up, congrats. You're in the right place. You're not following the crowd. You're not part of this sheep, herd, or crowd, or whatever it's called.
Here. Nelson, come here.
Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell too. If you like your rebellion sugar-coated and lavender pink. Today we're talking about Ikigai. So I picked up this book and I read it, obviously. It was actually really, really good. I would tell you to go read it if you haven't already, but instead I want to save you 9 hours of reading time and I will just go ahead and tell you what's inside the book so that you can just skip to the best part. Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. Book by Francis Miralles and Hector Garcia. Ikigai is that gorgeous ancient Japanese concept that teaches us how to live with meaning and not just survive with Wi-Fi. No offense to Wi-Fi. We love Wi-Fi, but Ikigai is the real deal. It's a philosophy, a lifestyle, and a mindset. What does the word itself mean? Ikigai translates to a reason for being. It is a Japanese concept referring to what an individual defines to be the meaning of their life. Lovely, right? And there are some amazing things that we can learn from the East. Let's start here. Flow, the most delicious state of being. It's when time disappears and you're just in it. Painting or sketching or writing a poem, the term flow state describes a mental state in which a person is completely focused on a single task or activity. They are directing all of their attention towards the task, and they do not experience many thoughts about themselves or their performance, just flowing, oozing creativity. According to Ikigai, to enter a flow state, you need 2 things: a clear objective and a time frame. That's it. A clear objective, a time frame. Why a time frame though? Having a time frame creates urgency and focus. You won't just be floating around. Having a goal with a time frame will help your brain enter the flow state and stay motivated by giving your goal a clear structure and a clear endpoint. Also, and this cannot be stressed enough, do one thing at a time. Multitasking is a trap. A cute, blue, Munsell-colored trap, but still a trap. They say combining tasks saves time. Wrong. Combining tasks just creates chaos and makes you spill your oat milk on your vintage dress. Trust me, I know. So next time you're tempted to reply to emails while watching a video, while eating your lunch, while doubting your life choices, don't. Just do one thing with love. Ikigai talks about hurry. Ikigai says, don't do it. Don't hurry, don't rush. Don't let the modern world speed you up like you're a little cartoon character being chased by capitalism. You know, in the book, the author visits Okinawa, the place in Japan where people live the longest and are statistically the healthiest people on the planet. You know what the people of Okinawa had in common or have in common? They do not rush or hurry. So walk slow and you will get far. Literally walk slow, like stroll. The world isn't going anywhere. Also, can we stop eating like we're afraid of feeling a little bit of hunger? Less is more, even in food. Not in matcha lattes, though. Which reminds me, if you want to support this channel and keep me caffeinated just a little bit in a very poetic, chilled out way, there is a link in the description to buy me a matcha latte. Just imagine you're handing me one through the screen. The link is in the description. Ikigai also reminds us to surround ourselves with good people. The kind who see your dreams and do not try to ruin those dreams. The kind of people who do not try to pull you down with themselves. You deserve friendships that make you feel like your full self, not just someone's ego boost, sidekick, or thing. And listen, you don't have to stay in situations that drain your soul, whether it's a job, a fake friend, or something you don't even believe in. Having good friends and relationships and family connections can be the difference between falling into a rut and never getting out, or tripping, almost falling into that rut, but being caught and helped and saved, potentially. Also, if you have good friendships, it's almost like having a pain buffer zone, because if you go through a very hard situation, like, God forbid, getting a divorce, or, for example, imagine having to deal with getting a divorce on your own. It would be really hard. It would age you by 20 years having to deal with that alone. Or imagine having a divorce, but having all your friends by your side, your best friend giving you a hug, forcing you to leave the house for a hike despite you feeling depressed. Your family making you a warm, home-cooked dinner just to make you feel better. I mean, having good relationships and friendships will help you survive through bad life events in a much smoother and easier way compared to if you had to be on your own. Realizing this thing is a game changer. There is this idea in the book that really stayed with me. Really. Never retire. People in Japan do not have the idea of retiring at all. In their minds, why retire from the thing that you love doing? Or why retire from the thing that gives you a purpose in life? Do not let the thing go. Do not retire, even at 90 years old. Not because you're not allowed to rest, but because having a purpose is like having a heartbeat. If you keep doing what you love, even in small, quiet ways, you will keep blossoming. The most famous authors and poets in the whole world wrote until their last breaths. The things that gave them, or the thing that gave them purpose and kept them going, well, you should allow that thing to stay with you. Otherwise, what's the point of living if you throw that super valuable thing away? In the US, retiring is on everyone's mind. Oh, I'm gonna work, which is crap. And I can't wait to be 60 and retire so I can do nothing. What? I mean, why? What are you gonna do? Well, I will just sit on the beach and sip martini. Okay, but you will sit on the beach sipping martini for about 8 hours, and then you'll get bored and get depressed if that's all you have to do, right? You see, people in Japan don't even have this idea of doing nothing crossing their minds. They want to have a purpose. They want to keep doing the thing. They want to continue being useful to their society. That is the Ikigai mindset. It pours longevity like glitter into those people. Ikigai says, get in shape for your next birthday, not for anyone else. For the version of you who is already there, waiting with open arms and a lavender pink cake. Quick pause here. I have a Redbubble art shop, and it's kind of cute. Think dreamy wisteria prints, moody little rebels, and art that looks like it came from a glittery time machine. It's in the description. Go take a peek. No pressure, but pressure. Okay, let's talk about this. Some people say, live in the moment. And yes, that sounds cute on a Pinterest board, but sometimes it's dumb. Because some moments are awful, and you don't need to cling to them. The better advice is live with presence. But Don't pretend bad moments are the whole story. Ikigai speaks of time in a very interesting way. Apparently, the Japanese built their houses with wood because they will fall apart anyway. The houses, I mean. And the Japanese accept this. Not because they don't care, but because they accept impermanence. They accept change. They accept the cycle of life, and it shows even in their architecture. They're not trying to control everything, unlike the European architecture that screams, "I will stay forever, fear me." Nah, the Japanese, they whisper, "I will be here, and then I won't." And that's beautiful. That's nature. This Eastern idea got me. When I read it, I got goosebumps. Surrender to the way that life is. Don't fight it. We can try to be as useful and important to our societies, and we can leave a mark. But someday we will pass away and we will fade. But that's beautiful because when we fade, we're actually giving way for the future generations to pick up, to decide how they want to build their architecture, to decide how they want their lives to be, to start their own journeys, and to make us proud. Everything we love is like a leaf, wabi-sabi. The wind will blow it away one day, but that does not mean we stop loving. We just love knowing that the leaf will fall, and still we keep planting trees. Quick breath. If you're enjoying this video, maybe give it a little like. And hey, if you ever need art made just for you, I do commissions on Fiverr and on Upwork, link below. I love turning people's odd ideas into something sparkly and slightly unhinged. It's kind of my thing. Here is the final thing I want to leave you with. To be strong, be soft. Have strong friendships. Don't make one person be your whole world, because when they go, whether by choice or by fate, your world should not crumble. Have a garden, not just one flower. Be anti-fragile. And remember, the enemy is still out there. That dull, controlling world that tried to call you weird. That world that tried to erase your colors. Tried to stuff you in a box labeled normal. But you're not made for boxes. You're made for worlds. You're made for Ikigai. You're made for entire galaxies. We are building them here. One video, one matcha latte, one dreamy conversation at a time. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Seriously, I want this to be a cafe of ideas. Spill everything. What did you learn from Ikigai? What is your purpose? What is your leaf and what is your tree? I am listening, so see you in the comments and see you in my other videos too. Bye!